All right, family, we're going to go ahead and just give everybody a chance to get notified. Play a little Psalms 121 in Hebrew while we're waiting. Text him, tell him to text, call you. Or just tell him to take the call. Grand Rising, everyone. Great seeing everybody. Great seeing so many people already here. A lot of things been going on over the weekend. Get a chance to kind of come together and talk about it. Yeah, I can't believe they made it live. They got notified.
He shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even.
Thank you to all the subscribers. Great seeing you there, Didiyah. All the subscribers, we appreciate you being here. Thank you to all the moderators. Blessings to all that have been awakened to be here and experience this this time right now. Get this understanding at this point. Going to talk a little bit about that Russian icons that's been all over social media and people trying to downplay it. People trying to also give, credence to whatever Putin says, but ignore it when it comes from the true people. This is the hypocrisy of the world. And many people saying it doesn't matter, like everything. Nothing matters to a fool at this point. Tripping and acting a fool, huh? It's crazy. So I never have issues looking at videos or whatever else, or playing videos on YouTube this morning. in the morning. It's all right though. These tricks aren't going to last much longer. I'm trying to hide information, hide the truth, all that stuff. It says it's not going to last much longer. And you can tell, like, with this whole thing with the Russian icons. I mean, Most High blessed us with that book, and we'll show it again in a little bit. Years ago, we've been talking about these things years ago, and there's 2 Russian icons books. When we first saw it, I heard about it from Malcolm up from GMS Chicago, like years ago, and there's like a thin one, and we have that one too, but then there was a much thicker one. It had way more photos, and those are a lot of the photos that you're seeing that supposedly Putin's bringing out of his vaults. And I'm like, how are you bringing these out of the vaults when these have been published since like 1989? So it's not like these weren't already, in circulation. Many of these pictures have been out in circulation. So why is it all of a sudden now they're saying, oh, Putin's bringing out these pictures out of a vault when they're in a book from 1989? It doesn't make any sense, does it? But again, what it is the Most High has us bring out information, and then they try to get themselves in the mix as if it's them that have been the ones that have brought out this information or brought this understanding. The Most High made sure that we got our hands on this book years ago. And when we got it for, it was a really expensive book, but they were also going later on after we started making videos out of it. I saw one that was for sale for $8,000. And last time I saw, there was one for sale for like over $4,000 recently. But there's not very many of those books out there. And they're much cheaper, I guess, as you were further away from this time, they were cheaper. Less people were, looking for these books and looking for this information, right? But now that we're towards the end and, I says they're being exposed, they're making it more and more difficult to get this information. But the Most High made sure he put these things into our hands before this. And these were things that we were bringing out already. But yes, after I purchased this book, there were some that were for sale. There was one for sale for over $8,000. So Putin's not bringing anything new. They've all known this, and it's funny because it's all over like TikTok and people making videos on YouTube. I'm sure other social media platforms like, oh, we will only worship a black God or a black Jesus or whatever else. I was like, oh, so now, a week before, or a couple of weeks before April 8th, all of a sudden now you want to talk about worshiping a black Jesus and whatever, but you still don't talk about black people. But it's just shows the hypocrisy. Like, you guys are all in this together. You guys have all been confederate with hiding all of this information. You had no intentions of following the Most High in truth, right? You had no intentions of that. And even now you're only giving it lip service. That's all that you guys do. You'll say things like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're right. And then you'll go right back to doing the same things that you were doing before. Just like yesterday. I didn't realize it was even Palm Sunday yesterday. But, people will go to church. They won't think for themselves. They'll only go by what their pastors and priests say. Won't question anything. Won't question how you get eggs from a rabbit. But they'll continue to go to church and not question anything that they are told. Right? So all this is doing is just marking people. So they can't say that they did not know, because it's people are all over social media. So the Most High is going to put it all over social media. So if you just, swipe and next story, oh, that's just not true. That's okay. Because like I said, that's just going to be a testimony against you. That's all that the Most High is doing at this point. He's calling the ones, he's been calling us, he's awakening the ones that he's been wanting to deal with, and he's marking other people. Now, I did hear this black pastor who was talking about the Russian icons. And he's like, whoa, even those pictures. Are we back on, people? Let me know if we're back on. Let me know if we came back on, if you guys can hear me again. Yeah, we hear me now? Okay. Thank you. All right. So back to this black pastor for the, Constantine Christian Church. He was saying pretty much, well, it doesn't matter if the Jews were black, even though these pictures, even if they're true, it doesn't take away from our Constantine Christianity. I was like, the hypocrisy. How does that not take away from your Constantine Christianity? See, that just shows you that truth doesn't matter to a fool. Truth does not matter to these people. Okay? Of course it matters, because if it didn't matter, you would have never hid these pictures. They're on one this morning. Wait a second here. Let me know when you guys can hear me again. Okay. So, this pastor kept saying it doesn't matter, black pastor. So this just shows you that it doesn't matter what color you are. They try to make it say, oh, well, this black person says this, so so you must be wrong because another black person he says this. It's the total opposite. It doesn't matter. It matters what your spirit is. Okay, it matters what your spirit is. And this guy was just nothing. He's just nothing but spitting Constantine Christianity. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, those pictures both can exist at the same time. Those pictures of black people, they can be that, but we can still have our same Constantine Christianity. Now I'm like, so see, you guys have been supporting it. No, but as soon as you start to say, oh, it's so-called black people, oh no, it doesn't. Now see, that just shows you don't know the scripture. See, before you wanted to, as long as you bless Israel, you'll be blessed. That's why our country's blessed. That's why we give them so much money. You had no problem pushing that doctrine, right? But now all of a sudden, it doesn't matter. Let me miss it again. Oh, this is going out. Just let me know if you guys are still there, able to hear me. Thank you for taking care of that chat there, Ancient Gardener. We appreciate you. So it doesn't matter before, but you guys have been using that whole verse about those who bless Israel will be blessed, those who curse Israel will be cursed. There was a video sent to me of a politician who was being confronted by a Palestinian woman, and he's like, are you good with sponsoring genocide? He's like, well, you guys started it. I'm a Christian, and it says for whoever blesses Israel will be blessed. Whoever curses Israel will be cursed. Now see, and then she goes, well, you guys started this on October 7th or whatever else. And She goes, I didn't start it. I was over in America. No, your people started it. So, they have a right to defend themselves. Now, see, that's the hypocrisy of you people. See, when we tell you that you are benefiting from slavery, oh, it wasn't me. I didn't do that. It wasn't me, but you're still getting the benefits from it. The same thing here. You guys were talking about this lady somehow being responsible for actions of someone that happened on the other side of the world. Now, see, you guys want to do that, just like, when the things happen here with the terrorist attacks, you went and attacked other countries. Those people did not have a direct, they didn't have their hands in that direct action, but you still made other people pay for it. These are the hypocritical things that have been going on for a very long time, and but the guy was like, well, Israel has a right to, to exist and this and that. So apparently, if it's the right chosen people, you have no problem supporting them. If it's the right ones, the ones that you approve. That's how it always is now. It's whoever you guys want to approve. It's the government approved or, Gentile approved chosen people. Those are good. It's the Gentile approved, white man approved, Native Americans. Those are good. You're only approved to be an African American. You're only approved to be that. So therefore, if you try to do anything else other than what we've approved, then we don't accept that. We only have certain books that we approve, and that's all that we're going to accept, and that's it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the hypocrisy that has been going on, and it's only whatever they approve. And then these people that look just like us will go through and, accept it and act as if you believe something different, that you're a heretic and you're going to hell and everything else, right? Same old thing. Same old thing that they've been doing this whole time. So, the black guys are, well, we can have both. Just because, the Jews were black or whatever else, so-called black people, that doesn't mean that ours, our Great Commission, isn't true. I'm like, yes, it does mean that. Because in the Bible, it talks about how he only gave the Israelites, Psalms 147, 19 and 20, he's only given the word unto Jacob. He did not give it to Gentiles. So therefore, they cannot be in a position to break down the scriptures. They're not in a position to tell people what the scriptures mean. So if that is the case, then all the things that they are bringing are nothing but lies, or things that man has approved and not things that the Most High has approved. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. So it was hilarious to sit there and listen to this so-called pastor talking about how, well, if it doesn't matter if they're black. I'm like, yes, because those are the people that he's dealing with, and those are the people that have the true knowledge and understanding that the whole world is supposed to be listening to. Those are the people that the Gentiles are supposed to be cleaving to. See, the Gentiles, the ones that did not have their hands on the destruction of Israel, those ones are the ones that are going to receive mercy. But if your churches have lied to you about who true Israel is, then how can you obtain mercy? You can't obtain mercy if you don't know who true Israel is, who you're supposed to be blessing. And see, the world has no problem blessing the government-approved chosen ones because they think they're going to get a blessing out of that. But all you're going to do is get cursed, because those are not the Most High's people. That's not what I'm saying. That's what the Bible says. Because the Bible tells you, okay, that certain things that these people were supposed to go through, not for 2 or 3 years, they were supposed to be going through being at the bottom all the way until the end. They weren't going to just go through World War II and have some bad things happen to them, and then after that, everyone just, gives them money, gives them a homeland, gives them a military. That's not the Bible. That's not in the scriptures at all. But see, that's government-approved scripture breakdown. So since they've said that, then that's what people go with. But I don't even think most people, they see their actions, but they're still too lazy, and the Most High hasn't opened their eyes to actually start to hey, why don't you actually do some study? If those aren't the people, and now you found out that those aren't the people, because they don't match what's written in the scriptures. Why don't you do some research on your own? See, people don't want to do, they don't want to do that part because they're scared of what they're going to find. Now, the Most High is way ahead of these other nations. He's already given us this Russian icons book. All they're trying to do is keep themselves relevant. That's all that they're trying to do. We're already bringing all this information. So you guys are like Johnny come latelys. You know what I'm saying? You guys are dollar day and, day late and dollar short. I said, you're not bringing anything that we haven't already brought out. You see what I'm saying? That you guys aren't doing any of that because it's not in you to. All you can do is look at what we're bringing out and then try to give your spin on it. Bring it out yourselves and put your little spin on it. That's all that you guys can do. And that's not going to work anymore, okay? Because we can see right through it. So all of a sudden you think now Putin, of course they're going to use him because what? He's a so-called enemy of this place, right? So they're going to use him so they can say, just like they use, a lot of stars. Like they use Kanye West. Oh, he talks about us being the Jews, but he's crazy. Oh, well, Putin's, he's bringing out the fact that so-called black people were the people, but he's a murderer. He's a killer. He kills his own people. You see what I'm saying? They're always trying to, the Most High brings things out, but these people use the other people that they're going to want to go after their character, not talk about the information. Oh, they're going after him because of because he brought this information out. That's why there was a terrorist attack. I don't even know, man, if this stuff is even true. I don't care what they say because in the Bible it says there's no truth in them. They got to give you a story or an event in order to just keep the sheep asleep. So like I said, I was barely even aware about Kate having cancer. I'm not paying attention to that. Hey, that's all on them. Their reality is playing out for them. You see what I'm saying? Like their reality is playing out for them. These are all the things that they have brought on themselves. They try to keep us in fear because they feed off of that fear. So I don't even waste my time because, the Most High is getting ready to, he's already restoring us spiritually. He's already, restoring us mentally. We will see this restoration physically. People are going to see a change, and to the chosen ones, to the ones that the Most High has been dealing with for these times that are coming. But see, they want us to still think that they have, that they're still relevant when they are absolutely not irrelevant. They are Mr. Irrelevant. They are the Brock Purdy's of the world. They are the last of the last, the basest of the basest. That's who they are. So they're trying to keep themselves relevant. So they're trying to, hey man, these guys have been talking about this, these icons. We're going to say the Russians just opened up their vault from a book that came out in 1989. But supposedly they just opened up their vaults in 2023, 2024. And then we can, turn the message away from the Most High's chosen people and say that it was Putin who brought this stuff out. And that if they want more information, if they want more understanding, they need to come back to us Gentiles because we are the ones that have all the understanding. See, that's how they've been trying to keep themselves relevant. I was like, yeah, bro, that's a bit late. I said a bit late. And then you send out your your little pastors to break it down. Oh, it doesn't matter if they're black because, white Jesus told us that it doesn't matter. Paul says it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that we have control over the scriptures and that we can, break everything down. And that if anyone comes against us, that they're heretics and that they're going to, lead you to hell, that's exactly what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what's going on. Now, I saw a video popped up this morning from Perry Stone. I suggest you guys go and check it out because it's pretty hilarious. Because he's talking about the X marks the spot. But he's like, well, there's already a lot of videos out there, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But, it's talking about this X marks the spot over America in a certain area. But I don't hear him say anything about Little Egypt, but okay, or Makanda. I said, but okay, whatever. He says, but, talks about, Nineveh and Jerusalem, but, it's funny just listening because, again, they're giving you their breakdown of stuff that we've been talking about. Again, you're going to know it's all BS because no one talks about slavery. No one talks about, they talk about how they lost their way. They always want to say they're a Christian nation. They were established on Christian principles, but they don't want to talk about the history. Well, like I said, your Christian principles pretty much condoned rape, robbery, murder, stealing, and then lying about it. Those are the Christian principles that you say your country has been, again, are much different, I guess, than our idea of Christian principles are concerned. Okay? Let me know again if I'm back on because it cut me off again. Let me know if you can hear me. Back on? We good now? Just let me know. Let me hear a yes for me. Okay. So he's talking about how this is the various part right here. Okay. So the ancients, they had a good knowledge of solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, the stars, and their meaning. He says the ancients had good understanding about that. And then we know, and then now we're learning how to use the stars into you getting a better understanding of events and an understanding of the Bible. So I was like, oh, who are these ancients you're talking about? See, this is how you guys hide the Most High's chosen people. The ancients would be Enoch, right? He's the one that's giving us information. His posterity, his people. Those were the ancients. Adam. Those were the ancients that you're talking about. But you don't want to say the Israelites. Eber, Enoch, his line. Because you got a people that you're saying are the chosen people that are not connected to those people. So I suggest you, yes, the picture is black right now. But it was funny how he used the ancients. Who are these ancients that had all this knowledge? These would be the people that you have, Psalms 83 has worked together to obliterate their memory from the world. Those were the ancients that he was referring to. And if the ancients were the Ish people, I'm sure he would have quickly said that, proudly said, because he's Ish. So it's funny hearing Perry Stone talking about these ancients who had knowledge of the stars and they were able to use this information in order to get understanding of events. But see, I thought your churches were the ones for all these years that have been telling people to not look at the stars, that's the devil, to not look at what the meaning of the stars and the sun and the moon. And we got people even in the camps that when I did videos years ago talking about that from other books who were attacking me because they said, oh, don't go into astrology, don't get into astronomy, because that's of the devil. Those were all things that we were bringing out for years, and we were connecting it to scriptures and other books, right? I said, but we were getting attacked for that. All of a sudden now, Perry Stone's talking about how the ancients had this information a long time ago and that they knew it before. They knew all this stuff before. Well, who are the ones that cut that knowledge off? Who are the ones that cut all this knowledge off about connecting our scriptures to the stars? Oh, that would have been your churches. That would have been your Catholic church. That would have been your Christian church. They were the ones who were responsible for cutting us off from that knowledge. They were the ones. So you can't play both sides. You guys can't be the ones that be like, oh, the ancients had all this information and understanding, but now we're getting to the, we're learning about this stuff now. So we're able to start getting better knowledge, understanding of the events of today and using the Bible. I was like, wow. So it's funny how you just leave out the fact that you guys were responsible for cutting all that off. I love how they're really tripping with the numbers of people that are here. It was like, yeah, they were really good at trying to hide this information and cut the numbers down. But it doesn't matter because, see, you guys have hidden books, but the prophecies are still being fulfilled. It said that we were going to wake up in the lands of our captivities. That is still being fulfilled. That we were going to lose our heritage, but He's going to give it back to us. That is being fulfilled again. Talks about how in these lands here, that it says that we were not the Most High's chosen people. Here in these lands, the whole world's going to be saying that we are the sons and daughters of the living power again. So that's all going to happen again. It's already going on right now. It's already going on right now. Making sure you guys agree. Yeah, it's good. It keeps moving to a certain number and then they drop it down really quick. It was like 600 something, almost 700 people, and they drop it down to 500. Like, we make us keep on going and just stay in a certain range, which, like I said, it doesn't matter because the truth is getting to all the people that need to hear it. There's nothing to see. It's a black screen. So I know people are like, oh, I can't see anything. It's a black screen right now. That's all. But it is amazing because they seem to think that hiding information, because that's what they're reduced to, sending trolls, trying to hide information, that's somehow going to stop prophecy. And it can be nothing further from the truth. Only thing that they're doing, they are making it so that Gentiles that wanted to have the opportunity to hear this information and make their own choices, that they can't do that, or they make it more difficult to. The Most High hides a matter. He makes it difficult. He'll make you work for it. See, that's exactly what this is all about. We're all here on a journey, and we all have our journeys to go through. And the Most High doesn't make it easy for us. Something that I wanted to talk about, which is pretty funny, because like my son plays basketball, and we were playing a team, we'll say, with a lot of Gentile kids, right? And this just happens to many of us because this is actually what happens in real life. Okay? Physically, my son's bigger than a lot of the other kids. So these referees see these little white kids and they're physically smaller and whatever else. So they allow them to beat them down, hit them, push them, and then they don't call anything. And then my son gets frustrated, like, hey, they're grabbing me, they're holding me, they're this, they're that. And what is their excuse? Well, you're bigger than them. So, you're bigger and stronger. So, we got to kind of even this up. So, it's going both ways. Oh, you're doing it too. So those are kinds of like little microcosms of what happens here in real life, because they know if they had to actually go at it mano a mano, even everything's equal, that they can't compete. So they do that in sports, and trust me, all of us who's played sports, that's all happened to all of us. We've all had bad things happen to us, and they make excuses for it. Oh, well, that's just a life lesson. Oh, just learn how to persevere. Oh, just learn how to work through things. Yeah, we know it's not fair, but, don't talk about it not being fair. Just shut up and dribble. Just shut up and play, and let us just make things uneven. Oh, it's good character building. It's good for your character to have to just fight through things being unfair. And then they're receiving special treatment, and they're just not saying a word. They know that they're cheating. They know that they're getting away with things, right? Now, look at today's society. They've had to make laws about how we couldn't get loans for homes so they could go out and buy everything. They had to make it so that we couldn't go to certain public schools, right? Because, if we all went to the same schools and had the same access to all the same, all the same things, we would achieve, we would excel over them. And they know this. So therefore, they gave us the worst schools. They gave us the worst textbook. Family. Get out of my own live again. Okay, we're back now. Let me know if you guys can hear me again. Okay, yeah, they tripping, man, They dropped all the numbers all the way back. They had to do a reset and drop the numbers down to 400 again. They have to build back up to the same number it was before. Same old. I said, but this is what they've done, So they did it from when we're young. I remember that when I used to play. You play these these kids, certain little white kids and whatever else, and they're calling all these ticky-tack fouls on you all the time in order to even the game up, right? And it's like, but the thing is that they have black refs, and they want to be down with the system. They want to get their little kudos from the other nations. So they'll be out there right there with them, calling all these weak ass fouls, and because it's in reality. That's why you got the black cops, that are here, and they're showing how down they are, for these other nations. They want to show how down they are for the other nations. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. So they do it in all different parts of life. Oh, fast. Hold on. Hold on. So hold on, real quick, family. They want to show out how down they are, not for the other nations, but not for their own people. So yeah, I see that a lot, especially with even black refs. Same thing with black people wanting to be down with the with the other nations. So I think we're good. I think I'm too close. Go out that way. Move your seat up. So, thank you. Right, exactly. Black cops showing for the white cops, and it's so true, and it's pervasive in all different walks of life. You see what I'm saying? It's pervasive in all different walks of life. Thank you. See you guys in a little bit. So that is just something that I've seen. Okay. That I've seen. I'm sure that we've all seen. Okay. Okay. Something that we've all seen, right? We've all seen how, this is how it's been. They're sitting up showing, they're showing out, going ahead and screwing our kids over this whole time, and then telling us just to deal with it. Telling us, well, yeah, we know it's not fair, but, you're bigger, you're stronger, you can deal with it. We got to make this fair because, if we just left everything equal, you're bigger, you're stronger, you're faster, you will excel in everything that you do. See, that's how you know who the true people are, because they have to do all these things in order to keep us down. They have to do all these things to keep us at the bottom. They have to do all these things to try to level the playing field. They have to try to level everything. So you want to see who the Most High's chosen people are. Look at who they have been trying to keep at the bottom. Look at the ones they've had to set up laws to keep them at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? That's what has been going on. It's nothing new. So it's like life lessons that our children have had to go through their whole lives. With things that we've had to go through our whole lives. Things our ancestors have had to go through our whole lives. So that now, when the Most High raises up all those people, now you don't want to believe that what they're telling you is the truth. You don't want to believe that we are the Most High's chosen people, even though we fit all these curses. You don't want to believe that you're going to have to pay for the things that you've done to us, right? So, that was just something that, my son got upset about, we got upset about, because it's a constant thing. It's like, bruh, I said, what is the issue? And it's all of us that has to go through it. We all have to go through it in different parts of our lives, where things are not fair. Why it's like, it kind of beats our people down, because it's like, then why in the hell am I trying? Why in the hell am I trying? Because all you're gonna do is move the goalpost. All you're gonna do is move the goalpost. Okay, we said that we needed you to get this qualification to get this job, but now we want you to get another degree. Oh, we said we were gonna pay you this amount of money if you did this, but we want you to get some more experience. You see what I'm saying? And that's exactly what they do in the jobs that we work at. They give us the worst conditions. They give us the worst, people to work with, worst things to do with. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, Mazeroth. I appreciate you. All praises to the Most High. I said it's just amazing, because you can see the Most High working in all different situations. You can see him working. You can see the Holy Spirit. You can see her working in all different situations. Instead of getting upset, I was like, oh, okay. I said, this is the way the Most High makes our children learn about how things are not equal. So that when they come back with that, we're all equal BS, they're going to remember how when they used to play sports, how, if they had more skills, or they were bigger, stronger, faster, that they had to do things to try to make things fair. They had to do things to bring down, their effectiveness, and let the other student, the other participants be able to make things fair. I mean, like when he was playing, they were sending player after, like 3 or 4 players were just, the coaches like telling him, just go over there and just hit him, bang him, whatever else, the whole game. And these so-called black refs, because it's like, oh, well, these brothers are here. Just no, they're not your brothers, man. I said they are down for the other team. You could easily see it, because it's like, oh, if my son did anything back, tried to fight back and protect himself, it's a foul on him. They send 3 dudes with 15 fouls on him to bang on him, and it's going both ways. So it's like that, but that's what they do. Their coaches, like, you can hear them bang him. So the ball's not even in play yet, and they're already hitting him, pushing him, and whatever else, and then right in front of the ref, and the ref's not saying anything. So that just shows you that this happens in all different walks of life, all different avenues of our lives. We all have to deal with all of this same stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all have to deal with this stuff. And that's it. So you want to know who the Israelites are. Look at the ones that are being, having to make laws against, having to make rules against. We weren't even allowed to play basketball with them in their leagues. We couldn't allow to play baseball with them. Couldn't play football with them. Couldn't go to school with them, because they wanted this fake sense of superiority. So therefore, put them in Negro leagues. Have them go over there. Have them do everything together over there. You see what I'm saying? So this is for our people to learn these lessons. So when you see the BS commercials about Jesus didn't teach hate, Jesus washed people's feet. Well, hold on. If everything's supposed to be equal, then why is it you're allowing these things to go on in these games? Why is it you're allowing, you're giving grades to these kids who didn't earn them, but you're, keeping our grades, low or whatever else, or, you're nitpicking when we turn in papers, or nitpicking when we turn in assignments, but then other kids who aren't even doing as much, they're getting straight A's. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just showing you how hypocritical everything is and how everything has been. See, the Most High says that the unjust weights are an abomination. That's not just talking about money. That's talking about your society. That's talking about how the unfairness of your society. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you are still trying to show Gentiles, are trying to show that they are relevant. You're not. Your breakdowns are not relevant anymore. This is why you come here. All of a sudden now, I was cracking up. I suggest you guys go check out that Perry Stone video. Skip into the part where he starts talking about how the ancients had this knowledge of the stars and, could break things down. Those ancients are still here. Those ancients are still here today. The Most High, and people were trying to say, oh, we're not supposed to look at the stars. Who created the stars? Who is the Most High talked about how these signs, these stars and the cloud, the moon and the stars and all this stuff are signs that he's given to us. These are all things that we're supposed to use as signs. He gave us that information to break it down. Right, Chris G? They were glad to see these kids on. If it's for their team, they're cool. Right? Exactly. So true. But the sun, the moon, and stars, we're all given for a sign for us to use as signs. And that's what we're doing now. We're using all of these things as signs. Yeah, they just messing with everything, man. I'm just sitting here now. I'm not driving, not moving. I was driving earlier. That's all right, though. Not gonna. Okay, thank you, Chris G. Appreciate you. But yeah, like I said, it's all being exposed right now. How everything is going on. It's all being exposed. The Russian icons, again, another distraction. Information we brought out a long time ago. Information that we've been telling everybody about. The Israelites are so-called us black people. You see what I'm saying? Like, Israelites are going to be, and we're also going to have Israelites that look like other nations. We know that. We're also going to have other nations that look like, they're going to be down with us because they're also going to be cleaving to us. Like I said, we don't know who's who and how all that's going to work out. That's that's the Most High's job. That's the Most High's job. But the fact that they're trying to all of a sudden, oh yeah, look at Putin. Putin. What? So you're going to worship? You're going to listen to what Putin says now? Because trust me, eventually he's going to go right back into the same mode they've always been in. He's going to go back. They're not about truth. They're not about telling you the truth, because the whole truth is this: we rise, they fall. That's the whole truth. We are going to be the head again. They are going to be the tail. All of them. All of the Most High's people are going to be the head. All the other nations are going to be the tail. That's it. So they'll tell you that, they'll give you little tidbits here and there, but they're not going to tell you the whole thing. It's not in them. That's our job. That's what we'll tell you. We'll let you know about that. You see what I'm saying? We'll let you guys know how this is going to go down. Not the other nations, because they can't. All they can do is give you a little truth here, a little truth there, but they're not going to break down what is going on. So trust me, Putin is not all of a sudden going to start breaking down scriptures for you, telling you about the 400-year prophecy and how, America has to pay for what they did to so-called black people. See, none of them are talking about that. None of them are talking about the 400 years. None of them are talking about 1619, 2019. Like that one video I did a while ago, talking about, the 400 years and we know that something's changed after 2019. We know that something's changed, but they'll never tell you what it is. They're never going to tell you why these things have changed, because it's not in them. Hey, that's going to be it's going to get to the point where the Most High is going to put it in your face and you're not going to be able to ignore it. And that's when it talks about how the whole world is terrified. The whole world is going to be terrified because the truth that they ignore now, they won't be able to ignore anymore. And once they get to that point, then this truth is going to be in your face. You see what I'm saying? That's when this truth's going to be in your face, and you can't look right. You can't look left. You won't be able to close your eyes. You won't be able to ignore it. Then you're going to be seeing everything that we're telling you is going to be in your face. And then you're going to be like, we should have blessed those people. We should have been listening to those people. Yep. Which is what we've been telling you the whole time right now. But, if it's not in you, it's not in you. But family, it was great hanging out with you. If I get an opportunity to come out later on and show some more information, I will. It was great hanging out with you. I'm glad we were able to fellowship this morning. Great time hanging out with everyone. Much love to everybody. Shalom.